speech of the day, and this second speech of the day is by our distinguished guest here, Dr. Lorraine Haataia. And her topic is in the Communicator Handbook, speech number 10. The goal is to be an inspirational speech. And if you go anywhere in the world to get a souvenir, where would you go and why? What would it be and why? Dr. Lorraine Haataia currently resides in St. Augustine, Florida, but she's here in Destin this week on a quest for a priceless souvenir. She joined us today to inspire us to add value to the souvenirs we collect throughout our lifetimes. Please join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster, Dr. Lorraine Haataia.
If you could go anywhere in the world for a souvenir, where would you go and why? And what would you get? Souvenir means to remember in French. What is it that we want to remember? We get many souvenirs in life. But often we think of souvenirs as things that are really cheap, like a refrigerator magnet, mugs. Fellow Toastmasters, here in Destin, in a tourist town, you're familiar with a lot of different types of souvenirs. I have a friend who loves to wear t-shirts from marathons that she's run. She likes to tell stories about how she ran over the river and through the woods and over the bridge in the rain with blisters. And I think to myself, between the lines, it must say something like, I would do anything for a free t-shirt. Speaking of doing anything, a friend of mine once bought 2 tickets for her and her husband for outdoor survival school. She came home with the tickets and her husband said, I ain't going. So she said, Lorraine, would you like to come with me? And I said, well, okay. So we went off to the mountains of Vancouver, BC in Canada with hundreds of strangers in the woods to be scared for a week. They thought of every way that they could scare you. Deep water, fire, heights, being attacked, spiders, total darkness. Can you believe people pay for this? But at the end, many people didn't make it to the end of the week. Some people left with injuries, and some people left because they just couldn't take it anymore. And when you go to this place, you sign something that says you don't get a refund rate. But I did earn my rune. I earned the strength rune. And this strength rune is one of my most valuable souvenirs that I have in my possession. You know why? Because anytime anybody else ever asks me to go to outdoor survival school, I'm going to say, no, I've been there. I've done that. This souvenir is my ticket that says, no more of that. But I like souvenirs, and everybody likes a good deal, right? So, since I was a child, I have always loved the tropics and beaches. And so I've been picking up seashells my whole life. It's a free souvenir, you don't have to worry about it. So one time, my husband and I, a couple years ago, we were in St. Martin. And we're in St. Martin, and he was sitting in one of those big cushy chairs under the umbrella, chilling out. And I said, I'm just going to go for a little walk and look for my seashells. Sure enough, I find these big, beautiful conch shells. You know, the kind that they sell for like 20 or 30 bucks in those little shops? And I'm like seeing all these shells on the beach. So I come back to my husband, kind of look at these shells I found. And he gives me that, are you serious kind of look, right? And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna take them home. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I think I can get it. He's like, no way, you're not gonna be able to get these off the island. I'm like, you know what? Maybe if I put it in enough dirty laundry, like all around the shells and everything, maybe I can sneak them out. Sure enough, when we go to airport security, looking through the luggage and my stuff goes take my nail clippers. They take my scissors. They take my rechargeable batteries for my camera. All this stuff. I'm thinking, why did they let me in the country with all these dangerous weapons? So they want to keep all this stuff. You know, I've got a theory about this. I think that all the islanders are tired of polishing up all those shells for the tourists. They like the conch shells. They didn't go through my laundry, right? I think the islanders are tired of polishing up all those shells, and so what are they doing? They're just selling more stuff in the drugstore. Nail clippers and scissors and rechargeable batteries for all the other tourists. My conch shells came through. And I love those conch shells. They're like a little victory for me. Big conch shells, right? So just in case you meet any homeless conchs in Florida, I can help them out. Love those conch shells. You know, there's lots of other kind of souvenirs we can buy too, like baseball caps, lots of clothing kind of souvenirs, right? That's kind of fun. You wear a baseball cap with the name or sweatshirts. Those are kind of cool. But have you seen these souvenirs with all of the names all over the clothes and places? Like, so if you want to go buy some clothes, a lot of young girls, they're marketing these things that says like, hungry, turkey, Iceland. Like, you see all these things where they have all these clothes for the young girls with these words on their clothes? I'm thinking, wow. Now, I recently went to the Bahamas. I know, all you ladies in here are going, we know you didn't drive 6 hours to Destin for that hairdo. But in the Bahamas, you know, I'm thinking Bahama mama. At least I didn't wear that t-shirt. At least I didn't wear that here to our meeting today, right? So, the real reason we came here, though, is for our son's birthday. That's what brought us to Destin. And it was so fun to be in his party with, we were the oldest people in there with 20, like all these 20-something-year-olds that were just so amazing. They were just having so much fun and laughing, watching YouTube videos, and what a great honor it was to be here. And that's the reason, that was our destiny for Destin, is to come here to be able to see him on his birthday yesterday. And it was fantastic. And it's interesting, though, the kind of memories that we can bring, what souvenirs we have when we decide to travel. And so that was our special destiny. So I encourage you to think about that, fellow Toastmasters here in Destin. If you could go anywhere in the world and get anything you want. You know, we hear this all the time, that people spend more time planning their vacation than they do even their lives. But while we're planning our trips, while we're planning the places we want to travel and go, why not take those extra few minutes and really think, what is it that you want to come back with? What souvenir do you want to keep with you the rest of your life?
All right, I think we have a new souvenir as a presenter here at our meeting. You'll keep this